afternoon, guys. Good morning to you guys stateside. It's so lovely to have your company here on Crafters TV on what is now officially the countdown to Christmas. 2 weeks today. Well, most of us will have already opened up all our presents. Some of us, depending on what time you eat, will be delving into the Christmas dinner. But do you know what? That's still 2 weeks away. We can get excited about the build-up. We've got some incredible shows coming your way up until Christmas here on Crafters TV. Whereas today, on this Monday, we've had a really lovely wake-up call, which I'm going to say has been an extension of, or a pre-extension, as to what we're going to be doing when it comes to this masterclass, which is all about embossing. But before we go into the details there, what I do want to let you know when it comes to the website, we've got our outlet sale up to 70% off. That's still currently going on. Please do pop across every now and again and have a little peruse. You never know, little things might just get added here and there, so have a little look. You'll always get your Club Inspire on all of these kind of outlet deals, so make sure you're having a look at .co.uk.com or .eu. And if you were watching Wake Up Call, we are coming to the end of our 12 days of Christmas. Tomorrow we've got one more day to go, whereas every single day, and today I had the pleasure, the first time when it comes to this 12 days of Christmas, of spinning the wheel, and we landed on bonus points. So that means right up till midnight tonight, you're going to get double points on anything and everything that you spend across on our website. Now, it's not a code or anything like that. It's pure and simply logging into your account on our website. So that means if you've shopped within Wake Up Call and you've got double points, you can shop again and again and again, and you'll keep getting your double points as long as it's up until midnight tonight, wherever you are across the globe. So that's the main things, the main two things I wanted to point out when it comes to this masterclass here on a Monday afternoon. It is just after 3 o'clock here in the UK, and if you were watching Wake Up Call, then you'll know, of course, I'm not on my own. It is our final day here on Crafters TV before she has our little bit of a break. She's still going to be on Hobby Maker, but it's our final time here on Crafters TV of this year, or at least, well, absolutely this year, isn't it, Debbie?
I know. I mean, I just can't actually believe it. Where has this year gone? In 3 weeks' time, we're going to be looking at the new year. I just see Ben in the building a little while ago, and I was like, I'll see you next year.
Yeah, it never gets old, that. I
love it when you do that.
Yeah.
But I am here all today, and I'm super excited because we've got embossing, and I love embossing folders, so I can't wait to talk you and show you through some of the things that we've got on the show today. And I get to work with Craig all day, which is just amazing. So last day before Christmas, I'm super excited, I have to say, for Christmas, Craig.
Yeah.
I love it every year. I know it comes around every year, but I do love Christmas. I'd love to know what you do. That was a really good point you made earlier, Craig, about presents, because I know some people do open their presents in the afternoon. I wouldn't be able to wait that long.
I don't know.
I would just be too excited. So I'm a morning person. What about you, Craig?
So yes, I'm a morning. So come the actual morning, I'm so excited to have to delve in. However, if they're there sitting for a few days a week beforehand, I'm fine. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too,
That doesn't
yes,
bother me.
Yeah.
But as soon as Christmas Day hits and they're there, I'm straight in. I'm ready to open, Debbie. Let us know within the next couple of hours within this wake-up call. Wake-up call earlier, we had Rachel. We've still got Rachel within this masterclass. So let us know. Do you open them all within the morning? Are you one that tends to... Debbie, do any... I know obviously your kiddies are grown up, but the grandkids, do any of them do them on Christmas Eve, like a one present on Christmas Eve?
The only thing, and we've always done on Christmas Eve, we do have a present, Christmas Eve present, but it's always pyjamas.
Okay.
So we always go to bed in new pyjamas.
I think a lot of people do that as well. So yeah, let us know in the comments here this afternoon. But it is myself and Debbie, as Debbie was saying. We've got Nicola, we've got James, and we've got Tracy out there as well. Sam is about, and Liam is about. We've got Lily about for a wee while, and that's pretty much it when it comes to this side here. So we're going to have lots of creativeness when it comes to Debbie, but we're going to have some lots of fun as well. And before we start that, let's have a little look here. We've got Sarah Brown saying hello again, Debbie and Craig, and all the gang behind the scenes here and in the gallery, sending special hugs to you and everyone from Melbourne, Australia. It's now 2 a.m. Yes, I'm on Crafters TV time. That is very early.
Go to bed, flaming galah.
Yeah, you flaming galah. Go to bed. And then you can always watch us on our 24/7 across on our YouTube or our website, of course. Rosalind's in saying hello, everyone from Maryland. Christine Mahoney's in again saying hello with lots of O's, saying back again. Catherine's in saying good afternoon from Roswell, New Mexico. Mistress Deo Good is saying afternoon, everyone. Laurie Barnett's in saying good morning from Gilbert, Arizona. I love, love, love all things embossing. Going to have a fab couple of hours. Tammy's in from Florida Keys. Mary Beth Doyle is saying good afternoon, everyone, from Minnesota. And we've got our first reply. Rennie is saying, she's on Facebook, we don't open presents till after breakfast, and then we take turns so everyone can see what everyone else gets. This also takes longer and makes it last longer too.
When we were small, my dad used to make us wait. He used to make a cup of tea and put some toast in. He said we always had to line our stomachs, have tea and toast, then we could open presents. So, and that's what made me, when I got older, skip the breakfast, skip the tea. You want presents? Have the presents.
Have the presents, yeah. Have the present. And there's something quite satisfying. It's, you know, we can all have a little bit of chocolate or that for breakfast, but there's something about Christmas Day, you know, when it just doesn't seem wrong, does it? Becky
was telling me on Saturday that she has her Christmas breakfast is chocolate every single Christmas day.
And so she should. So she should. There you go, that's something else you could let us know as well. Do you have a traditional breakfast or do you go in with a little bit of chocolate? Let us know anyway. As I say, we're going to have some fun Christmas chit-chat when it comes to this masterclass. But let's start this masterclass. We're going to start with our assorted emboss and folder collection. Now, this is a 9-piece collection here, £35 or $45. You're saving £19.91 or $29.83. But if you are platinum, then that's going to come down further, of course, to £28 or $36. And of course, if you're in Club Inspire, you're going to get your double points as well on top of that. Now, some of these you'll maybe seen, you know, dotting about every now and again. Some of these are quite literally brand new, including the Kingfisher. Look at that one. Kingfisher only launched about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It's a 3D embossing folder. It's 5x7. It is absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. That one is within the set. Then we're going to be going into our vintage rose. Now that one is called Timeless Rose, also 3D. Look at the depth that you're starting to get when it comes to your 3D embossing, 5x7. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going into the Dusk to Dawn. So that's from Sheena's Bella Luna collection. Now that one is a 2D. Now that one's setting the scene all ready for you when it comes to you doing the building of stamping and die cutting over this top, should you wish to do that. But you've got that one. Then we're going to be going in to the Debbie Robinson collection, and that is the Wild at Heart. So we've got our perfect print. Now that one's 6x6. It's also 3D. It is phenomenal. And Wild at Heart, not that long since it launched. We've then also got from the Wild at Heart Roar. Now that one 5x7, it's 2D, but then you've got that, you know, it could be a number of different prints when it comes to the animals out there in the wild. But that's in there. This is all within this assorted bundle. You're then going to go, one that I've not seen for a wee while, and I loved these when we first launched them. Now it is just one embossing folder here. I'll show you on that side just here. But what you have got is you've got the ability, there's many ways that you can be using these. I know we'll see them just shortly as well, finished samples with Debbie, but you've got the folder, you've got the die, you've got the stamp, you can use it with, you can use it without. It's entirely up to yourself. So there's so much scope when it comes to that one. Then we're throwing in a little bit of Halloween. But then you might have someone in the family that, you know, like the goth style. Maybe you want to start using it for all throughout the year if they like that sort of style. But then you've also got the actual stencil to go with them as well. Now you could be using the trees there, the clouds there. Nothing stopping you using the pumpkins or the jack-o'-lanterns as well whenever you want to. Or you might just be a fan of The Undertaker when it comes to the wrestling and want to use that tombstone and the cross. All of that is what you're getting within the assorted embossing folder bundle, £35 or $45. Platinum price is £28 or $36. You're going to get your double points as well across on our website. Everything is there. Have a look on Shop the Day. So everything from Masterclass all the way up into Monday Makers later on with Debbie and myself is all there for you to have a look at, as I say, .co.uk.com or .eu. I'm going to have a little peruse at the comments that you're sending through. And this is a great set, Debbie.
Oh, honestly, Craig, for a 9-piece collection for embossing, cut and emboss, so for your embosses and stencils and dies. I love that you're getting so much in this collection. I adore this one, and I'm going to use this in the first demo, but it's a great one to have. And I'll show you in the demo just how easy they are to work with. But using that exactly the same one, but just in a white, how beautiful is that for just a lovely wedding card? Absolutely love that one. Yes, definitely Debbie Robinson's Turn It the Right Way Round collection. This one was. Love the embossing in the background there. You've got that beautiful animal embossing there. Just to add detail into things is just going to look exceptional. That is absolutely stunning. Cutting those emboss detail into separate dies. I just love that. This is the one with those stencils and the embossed detail. So you've got 2 different cards there, but look absolutely amazing. And Craig's right, because you don't have to use the bottom of the embossing folder. You could just use the top of it, and you could use it for lots of other things. Love this one. Absolutely gorgeous that is. And in the same design, look how different they look. And this is what I love about the versatility of embossing folders. You can use them, the same embossing folder, but then they look totally different. That is gorgeous, that one. I love the ones from the fuchsia. Then you've got the Kingfisher. I mean, look at that. It's absolutely stunning. I loved the one with the parasols. This one's just using a tiny bit in the background there. And then you've got another one showing it there, which is a little bit covered, but you can still, it just adds detail to the back of the card. So really beautiful designs. I think if you are new to embossing and it's your first time looking at embossing folders, what a collection to have when you're getting 9 of them. Right, let's have a look at that first one. So this is that With Love. So you'll see you're getting a die and you're getting your stamp set. So this is your die, that's your stamp set, which coordinates beautifully, and then you're getting the embossing folder that fits that die through the middle perfectly. Now you haven't got to use that in conjunction, you haven't even got to use your die. If you just want to use the stamp and you stamp directly onto your embossed card, you can just do that, but then you can use the die as well. We're going to use both and show you how they work. So the first thing I want to do before we emboss, want to colour my card. So I just thought we'd just bring in some nice colours of our water reactive. So I've got my honey pot and we've got fuchsia here. So let's just take the lids off there. I'm going to start off with the honey pot, and we're just going to give our put some colour onto our card. So I'm using our brushes. You'll find them on the website. They're really easy to apply this with. Now, the reason I want to do some quick colouring with our water reactives is because I want to do 2 different colours, because we've got a bottom and a top half of our embossing folder. So we're literally just quickly popping this on. You can see how well our water reactives blend together. They are just amazing.
Debbie, can I just quickly say as well, the set that I showed there, I didn't actually show the whole lot, because you also get one that you showed, which was the hummingbird in flight from the fuchsia.
Also from the fuchsia.
And then also that parasol one from Garden Party.
Well, funny enough, when you were showing them, I thought it didn't look like 9, but I hadn't counted them. Oh, well, that's good to recap on that.
So Tracy's a way to get them for us. So, but you do, if you've seen the samples Debbie's shown you, you do get those 2 as well.
Amazing. Amazing. But the good thing is, Craig, we've not shown, we've shown more, we've shown less.
Yeah.
So it's great to think you're getting more for your money. Now I'm going back in with that same brush, but now I'm going into my fuchsia, and we're just going to blend those colours together.
Perfect. Yeah, really, really good set. I like how you've got that combination 2D, 3D, you've got a little stencil with them as well.
Yeah,
Great
they're cool,
set.
aren't they? That fuchsia one is probably one of my favourite embossing folders this year.
Is it really?
Oh, it's beautiful, Craig. It's so, so lovely with that hummingbird. We've got some really cool samples in the sample box, just amazing. They look, just look incredible. Now, the more you build up the colour, the better sort of coverage you get. So you can just build it up as much or as little as you want. I'm going to make sure that we've got plenty of ink on there, just so it really makes it pop.
That really is strong and bright, isn't it? That's
Beautiful,
smart.
look at that. And then we're going into that ombre colour in the centre. So now I just want to go back in with my yellow. So I'm literally just wiping my ink onto my kitchen towel. And then I'm going to go back in with the yellow just to blend those two colours together. And we're going to get that amazing ombre of orange going through there that's going to blend beautifully.
Well, you need to go back to the other colour at all.
Back to the future,
Yeah.
do you mean, Craig?
I could hear all the groans from you guys at home going, oh.
Right, so we've got our background done. Now with this one, if you wanted to, you could literally, we're going to spritz that, you could pick it up with your paints, but I'm just going to literally take that away with my kitchen towel. Right, now we've got our background, we can then do our embossing. So this is why I wanted to show those different tones, because I want to create a card that's got different colours in it. So we're going to place this right in the centre here of my embossing, making sure we've caught all of that pattern. So you can see right there. In fact, I can bring that down a little bit, and you can see it's just worked really well inside that embossing. Just bring it across, there we go, just like so. So you can see already how that's going to look. Now it is a 2D embossing folder, but I do like to use my metal shim. So what I'm going to do is bring in my cutting plate, then then we'll put in our metal shim, and then we're going to put in our embossing folder, and then your top plate on the top, and we're just going to run those through. Now your embossing folders are 6 by 6 in size,
okay.
So they will just fit onto your Gemini Junior, so they will fit in there if you want to put them in. So once we've got that embossed, we've got that, look at that, beautiful detail
nice.
on there, which are gorgeous. Now, you sometimes, when you're colouring a background card, you sort of lose the print a bit. Now, the lightest colour, you're going to see the emboss more, so you can see that at the top. The darker colour, I feel like we can really enhance that. So we're going to take this piece here, which is your die, and we're going to cut this. There we go, piece of card. So we're literally going to cut that out onto a piece of card.
Okay.
So let's run that through our Gemini, just like so. And that's also going to enable you to have your sentiment running through as well. So we'll stamp that. They're just beautiful designs to use. And to think that this is just one of the folders that you're getting in there, it's quite incredible.
It's a nice different range, isn't it? It's a nice range of different folders that you've got.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I just thumped that down instead of knocked it to the side is because it takes all these tiny little bits out rather than fall on the floor. And as it's me that has to I don't have to sweep the floor, but I do sweep the floor in the evening. So it gives me less mess to sweep away. So this bit will run through the middle, so you can see how that's starting to take shape. How beautiful is that? But actually, I've got another one. So I've done two. The reason being, I want to highlight this one a bit more, but I want to sort of hide that a little bit. So not that it matters, because actually if we go over that, it's not going to matter. I'm literally going to take now, I've coordinated this with my fuchsia. So we've got fuchsia, so I'm going now to the darker colour, which is our plum jam.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use that plum jam. In fact, I don't want to use that one, Craig. I'm going to grab my ink applicator. The reason being, I want to really faintly go over the top. So I'm taking a really low sort of pressure, and this is going to pick up the embossed detail but leave the darker pink underneath, but it's going to really highlight that pink a little bit more. And it's just a really cool way. So don't feel like you can't go back in with more inks once you've already inked your piece of card. Look how nice that is now looking with that complementary darker pink, but it's now highlighting that even more. And it makes such a difference, because all it's doing, it's giving you more dimension, it's giving you something nicer and pleasing to the eye to look at. So although we do this sort of technique with gilding waxes, look how nice that looks compared to the other side. It makes such a big difference.
Huge difference.
Now we could do it with the top, but I quite like the way this is looking at the top, so we're just going to leave that. So we're literally going to just carry on putting that darker one over the top. And the more you put on of that plum jam, the more vibrant that sort of deeper colour will become. and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I love this technique, sort of ink on ink. It's a little bit like when you use water reactive ink pads and then you stamp using the quick drying ink.
Yes, yeah.
It's such a cool technique and it looks amazing. So there we go, so that looks incredible now. So then what we're going to do is take this one, as I was going to mask it, but actually it didn't really need masking. We could just put a little bit more on those top hearts there, just to highlight those a little bit more.
And I suppose as well, there's nothing stopping you from, you know, chopping them up, that like your cardstock, not the folder, of course. Chop up your embossed layers, or go over with your powders.
The other thing you could do, Craig, is you could die cut. So before you emboss, you could die cut this into your card, and then it will part the two pieces. Okay. So you can then elongate them. So you can make them longer on a larger piece of card, and this can still go through the middle, but you could have maybe a black border around it, or put them onto black card, then put that through the middle. So that would look really cool as well.
That would.
So lots of different ways that you can do them. Right, now this bit here, let's take this. Now, I do recommend that you cut this first, and then use your spray glue to stick down. I know I get wronged for it every time I do it, but it does work. So I've put that down because it doesn't leave me any space to put my magnets. If I was to stamp first, when I put this over the stamp, I'm not going to get precision of where my words are. So I always like to put my die cut first on this, and then use my words to cut out, stamp down, sorry. So we're just gonna, can you see, if I was to stamp that and then cut it, it would be really hard to place this knowing that I was gonna get exactly between those dots. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna position that so it sort of goes right the way between, not touching those little dashes. And then we're just going to stamp that down.
I think with this, even just this one folder alone, because obviously with that, Debbie, you can emboss with the folder, and then you could stamp directly into that design without even using the die, or of course you can just use the die in the stamp on its own, or you can just use the die. So within that one set there, you've got, I don't know what, 4 or 5 different options in the way you can use it.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And it's such a nice folder, and generic as well, because it just says with love. If you want to make this quite manly, you could do that as well, because you just put it into different colours. Going to be great for Valentine's, it's lovely for weddings, anniversaries, engagements, Mother's Day. It's really going to last such a long time. I'm going to put a bit more on there. You can see this one just looks a little bit more faint, and we're going to do just a little bit of heat embossing onto here.
I think, yeah, Beverly's picked me up correctly, incorrectly, so apologies for this one, Beverly. Debbie's not leaving. Debbie's not leaving. This is our last day on Crafters TV of this year. That's all that it is. She's not going anywhere. We'll never let her go.
Well, as long as you're disappointed, that's not a bad thing.
Yes.
If you're like putting out the flags, then I've got to worry, haven't I, Craig?
Yes, no, Debbie is not going anywhere. Just until the new year, that's it.
Yeah, it's not that easy to get rid of me. So we're just making sure that I'm dipping this into our embossing powder, and then we're just going to heat emboss this. So even if you've only got a small word to emboss, it's really, really worthwhile doing, because it looks super cool when you've got that gorgeous emboss detail on there. So just going to take our heat tool, and we're going to just heat this up. And that's just going to create a really nice shiny effect. And again, it's just elevating it to a whole new level. So not only have we got our beautiful embossed detail in our embossing folder, we've now got those embossed words using our heat embossing. So embossing comes in lots of different shapes and forms. And it's why masterclasses are so good, because they just show you so many things. I'm so pleased, Craig, that we've done an embossing bag with all those folders, because there's so many different ways that you can use them all. And I know lots of people have lots of mediums, like their pens and ink pads and gilding waxes and paints. and they're not quite sure what to do with them. So having embossing folders just opens up that whole array of being able to use them. And then you've got that, you can see that shine on there. It looks absolutely beautiful. So that gives us our middle section. So now let's put our card together.
I'm presuming this is your Alistair saying, very true. Must be about not that easy to get rid of you.
Yeah, that sounds like my owl. Yeah. That will definitely be my owl. Yeah, he's stuck with me. He wouldn't have it any other way. He's a lucky man.
He's a very lucky man. He is a very lucky man.
No, I'm lucky. We're both lucky. I think we're lucky. I think when you sort of get older and you've sort of had some disastrous relationships, it's nice when you finally find a good one.
No, I think I've only met Al once, wasn't it? At one of, maybe once, maybe twice. And yes, he's a good guy. Really good guy.
Yeah, he definitely is. Yes, certainly is. And he adores me, I know he does.
Good.
It's quite funny because it was my dad's 80th birthday last week, so we all went out for a meal and we took his oldest friend. And but it's really difficult when you go out for dinner when you've got a long table. So there was a lot of us, but you can't all sort of socialise because of that long table. You don't talk to everybody. But at the end, Al said that John, my dad's friend, went up to him and he said, "Oh, I think you're my sort of man. We would have got on really well if we'd spoke throughout the night." He said, "And I've got some jokes because I know you like a joke." He said, "But nothing for the ears of this lot."
Yeah, Al's come back and said, "Very lucky indeed I am."
Yeah, it's cool. It's quite nice because when I'm working from home with our offices together, it's sort of got a sort of parting bit, but it's he's at one end of the room and I'm sort of in the middle. And it's quite, I just put my headphones on and because he's always in meetings and things online. But I quite like it. You get that, it's almost like comfort. Yeah, it's that comfort. You're working in the same room together. I love it. So let's pop that right in the middle. So we've got that nice black frame going round there. And then all we're going to do is the same thing. We're just going to use that foam to go round here because it's quite manipulable, which is probably not a word, is it? Malleable. Is it malleable? We're going to pop that on there.
Oh, now you've got me thinking.
I know. I feel like I didn't say that quite right. We're just going to take the backing off there. That's going to sit in the centre. Now, because you've already got your guideline, you can't go wrong. So it literally is just going to go from side to side, right in that centre piece. How beautiful is that? And then all I've got here, Craig, I've just got a little ribbon that I've put a little rose and we're just going to pop this at the side. In fact, I'm going to put it this side, I think. And we're just going to hover that.
The difference, was it plum jam you said you used, Debbie, at the
yes,
base? Yeah, what a difference, eh?
It makes such a difference, yeah. It's just beautiful and really highlights that. And we're going to leave it there. But there you go, nice and quick and easy, just using those gorgeous ink pads. And then, yeah, extra embossing.
It could be demo of the show. Could be. Oh. That one's absolutely stunning. I know I've not seen what else Debbie's got up her sleeve, Nicola, but that is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely exquisite. I love that colour combination. And you can do exactly that, exactly what Debbie just done there a moment ago if you get your hands on the assorted embossing folder 9-piece collection. So we've got them all here. Now, essentially, this is what you're going to be paying for. Now, you're going to be getting your from your Kingfisher. That's your 3D embossing folder from your Kingfisher. Absolutely incredible, that design, the way that it's been designed with that Kingfisher in flight coming out of the water. You're also then going to be getting the perfect print, which is also 6x6 and it's also 3D. Not only that, you're going to be getting the All Hallows Eve. Now that's 4x6 and it's a 2D embossing folder. Now not only are you going to get your folder there, that comes with it is the stencil, so you can emboss and then you can overlay elements of that stencil over the top and then that's going to build up that image. Not only that, you're then going to be getting the vintage parasol. So, all of that, so that set there that I've just shown you there, that would come to $27.96 or $36.96. Okay, doc? Look at your price. Look at your platinum price, £28 or $36. So therefore, in the UK, essentially, if we're going by the platinum price, for 4p more, you're going to get all of these. And for you guys stateside, it's nothing extra. It is giving you your timeless rose. So this is from the Vintage Rose. That's your 5x7 3D embossing folder. Then from Sheena's Bella Luna Dusk Till Dawn 2D embossing folder. Then also your Roar 5x7 2D embossing folder. Then that gorgeous folder stamp and die that Debbie was just using there a moment ago. That, and then also from the Fuchsia collection, that one there, in flight. Let's just turn that around, Hummingbird in flight. So all of that, essentially, here in the UK, you'd be paying 4p for that, or for you guys stateside, nothing extra. It's incredible, that value. Essentially, you're going to get it all for £35 or $45. That's both sets that I showed you, by the way. Just breaking it up to show you the value of the folders and the stencils. £35, $45 for that full set that I just showed you there. Platinum, it's going to come down to £28 or $36. It's there for you guys across Central Europe on your website.eu. You just need to head across there. You're going to find it in all the euros. But whether it's .co.uk, .com.au, it's all in Shop the Day. Please remember as well, up until midnight tonight, you're going to get double points as well, because that's day 11 of 12 when it comes to our 12 days of Christmas. Spun the wheel this morning, and you, of course, are going to be getting your double points. So you take that into account when it comes to all your orders. And if you have already placed an order, don't worry, you can place another one, as many as you want up till midnight. It's not a code-based thing, it's just about logging into your account, and then of course you're going to get your double points when it comes to Club Inspire. Right, we are going to give you a little opportunity to check out your baskets, I believe, where we're going to... Right, no, we're not. Well, we are in a minute. Double points, so what about a good Christmas gift? Here in the UK, have you maybe seen the boss on TV today? She was on Loose Women. She was with those women after this morning. I don't know what comes after Loose Women. I don't really watch that far in. But this one here is your Sarah Davies. This is a Craft Your Year hard book. Now, you're going to be £20 or $29. If you're platinum, you're going to get that for £16 or $23.99, and you're still going to get your double points as well, all the way up till midnight. Now, this is such a fab craft. When I say craft book, what I would say is all throughout the year. So springtime, summertime, autumn time, winter time. When it comes to the actual season chapters, they're all in different colours, but it's not necessarily about card making. So if you're someone that's like, well, I don't have a die cut machine, I don't really want to invest in it, but maybe I want to do kind of my own home decor or my own face scrubs or cushions, anything like that. Such a great book here for you to then be crafting all throughout the year. And of course, you might have something that's spring related, change the items that Sarah's used, and you can be doing it when it comes to the autumn time or the winter time. But you've got that incredible book with incredible projects, the pictures as well, the items that you need. I mean, that one there is your water effect flower vase. You're going to then be going forward all the way throughout. You've got pressed flowers. Sarah steps you through how to do the pressed flowers, and then you are going to get this in time for Christmas there. So maybe you want to do your own candles as well. There is so many projects. What about the grapefruit lip balm? All the way. So see what I mean by not necessarily card making. It's just a beautiful year craft book. Craft Your Year book from Sarah, £20 or $29. You're going to get that with your platinum price at £16 or $23.99. As I said before, and I'm going to keep saying because I want you to remember so that you don't lose the benefits of the double points up till midnight tonight when it comes to Club Inspire. Because we spun the wheel, you're going to get double points on everything. Now we're going to let you go and check out your baskets, because I think maybe because it's a good gift, either for yourself or for someone that's maybe wanting to dabble into craft, but again, not wanting to have that big investment of machines and tools, etc., etc. Then, of course, this is going to be the perfect one from the boss. So we will be back in a couple of minutes after we've given you this opportunity to check out your basket.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
There we go, that's all about us and our website and of course our incredible warehouse just round the corner. Thank you so much to everyone that has been watching throughout the masterclass. We've got, let's have a look, where were we? So we've seen obviously that Al had commented. Didn't realise that I'll comment a bit further up saying, hello Craig and Debbie, looking very festive, love the Kingfisher pic, reminds me of the lager I drank in India.
Oh, yes.
Do tell Al, do tell.
Yes.
Rosalind is saying, that's a nice selection of folders. Rosalind's also saying, I need to find the CC texture embossing folders in my stash, see what kind of inspiration I can get today. I think that's a good thing as well with masterclasses, Debbie, is, you know, you maybe not got what you're using, or maybe, you know, we all know Christmas is 2 weeks away, so maybe you can't necessarily reach for certain things that are on today's show, but it's about taking what you do and maybe using some of your other folders instead.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. It is all about embossing, and as someone said this morning, it's just about encouraging people as well to get them out, those forgotten embossing folders that you maybe haven't used in a long time, and just having a play with them, because they're going to create some beautiful backgrounds for you, and actually sometimes be that main focus of your card. And I think that's the thing with embossing folders. They can be very understated, just there in the background, something to just frame our work with, or they can be that real bright, vibrant forefront of our card, and that's the best thing about embossing folders. They offer that versatility.
They definitely do. They definitely do. Beverly saying, so glad Debbie's not leaving CC. Hope she has a great Christmas and her family and friends do
Oh,
too.
that's such a lovely comment. Honestly, you warm my heart. You just send such lovely comments in. So same for all of you. I hope everybody has an amazing Christmas. I'm so aware that a lot of people don't get to have big Christmases, and sometimes you're on your own. And I know Crafters TV is going to be continuing over the holidays, and I know we'll all be there for you. So I send my love to everybody, people that have their family around them and people that don't, because yeah, it's one of those things. At Christmas I love, but I'm also very aware that there's people that don't enjoy it so much. But tune into Crafts TV and we'll try and cheer you up.
I'm sure we will, and I will tell you is there will be a brand new show on Christmas Day.
Yes.
Maybe with a little fun from two little scallywags. Kirsty D on YouTube is saying, I can't wait to get the book. It's my first Christmas present from my parents and I'm counting down the days. Oh, that's going to be good.
You will love it as well. It's have you seen the book, Craig? Have you read it through it?
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Pretty awesome indeed.
Yeah. It's not just crafting, paper crafting, it's got all sorts in there, home decor, beauty products. It really is a book that's worth getting your hands on, and it doesn't even have to be to send to someone for Christmas. Get it for yourself, get it for someone's birthday next year. You won't be disappointed. It actually goes throughout the year, and there's so much in there. There's some amazing beauty secrets in there to make your own lotions and potions, which I'm definitely going to be trying.
You're going to try it,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I remember Sarah said, well, we're going to go on just to the illustrated boss folders in a second, but just carrying on what Debbie said there. Remember when I was speaking to Sarah about it, it's because she was saying, because she loves to cook, as we all know, and she loves to cook for the family, and she does get recipes, you know, online, Pinterest, Google, Yahoo, all these different search engines and that, but what she also loves is she loves her cookbooks. She loves her cookbooks, that she can take them out, she can flick through them, mark the pages, what she's going to make, follow them through. That's what she wanted when it comes to a yearly craft book, as Debbie was saying, not necessarily just when it comes to card making and things that you would think of with Sarah, die cutting folders. It's something completely different of what you would see Sarah do or us do on Crafters TV. So it's nice that you've got that. And ultimately, our goal was that if you were to ever only have one kind of comprehensive yearly craft book, that's going to be the one, because it covers and caters so many different things.
The other thing is, Craig, is it's for anybody that thinks you have to be a crafter to craft from this book. You absolutely do not. You could get this for your neighbour who doesn't craft at all. You can actually buy this book because you don't need a die cutting machine. You don't need any of our equipment to do it with. It literally is household things that you've got in your own house, so it can be gifted to anybody. So honestly, it is one of those books that for every single person, and I think that's the best thing about this book. Sarah's really put her own identity in this book and made sure that people that don't craft can achieve these crafts.
Yeah, because what I noticed as well is when we first had it on Hobby Maker here in the UK, unfortunately Sarah couldn't go down, so I had the pleasure to actually launch it on Hobby Maker and properly going through it. You will be surprised at how many of the elements, Debbie, you've actually got around the house.
Oh, absolutely.
The way that she really focused on making sure that what she used was maybe things that you'd already have. You may have to get a few extra things of that, but it's so inexpensive. It's not something that's going to cost a lot to get creative with.
Yeah, it's a fabulous book, fabulous.
It is. So whether you want to get it for yourself or get it as a gift, or yourself and a gift, you can do that. £20, $29.99. You're still going to get your Club Inspire, even though it's on Sarah's book here, £16 or $23.99. and you've still got your double points as well. So we don't kind of exclude double points or Club Inspire or anything like that. You're going to get them as well. So take advantage of that today as well while we've got those
double
extra
points.
benefits. Exactly. It's a win-win, an absolute win-win. Just before we crack on, Alice saying, everyone thinks Cobra is the main lager from India, but it's Kingfisher is the most common and it's the biggest brand in India.
He knows his beers.
He does, yeah. Yeah.
His beers
Clearly.
and his owl. That's why he's called Owl.
Like that. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I like that one. So, from beers and Kingfisher in India to our illustrated embossing folders here. These ones, illustrated embossing folder, 6-piece set. These are 2D, they're 4x6. And, you know, I'm not going to go through them in great detail other than showing you them because, of course, that's what we'll do with Debbie. But you've got your garden rose here. So you can see that outline. That outline is an embossed outline. So you've got garden rose. You've also got your flourishing foliage. You've also then got your charming hellebores. You've also then got your delightful butterfly. You're also then going to be getting your butterfly hydrangea. And then you're also then going to be getting the pretty peony. So as I say, 4x6, 2D embossing folder, illustrated embossing folder, £22 for all 6 of them, or $32. You've got your platinum on top of that, $17.60 or $25.60. You're going to get your double points as well. You're also going to find them on Shop the Day on the website. So while you're having a look at them, you can have a look at the book and everything else that we've got on today from Wake Up Call, although Wake Up Call is always a look at the middle show and the last show. So you know that you're going to be able to get what you want and when you want it. Another great set, Debbie, when it comes to these folders.
Yeah, I love the designs of these. I think they just offer something a little bit different with that outline instead of that deep embossed bit on them. And I just think they're beautiful in there. We all love flowers, don't we? That's the thing. So let's look at some of these samples because they are truly beautiful. So whether, and what I think the reason these come out is because we always tend to colour in lately our embossing folders. So having embossing folders that give you that outline, that illustrated effect, where you can actually colour them in, makes it super simple to do. And I love them because they're very forgiving. There's always ways to correct. I'm going to show you that again in the next demo that we do. We're going to be using our aqua pens this time. But I love this because actually that one is quite just painted over quite roughly with that, and it looks watercoloured. It looks like a watercolour stamp, and I think that's beautiful. We did this one earlier, which is just with gilding waxes. You can see that shine in the background, just being creative with a bit of gilding wax, and then maybe painting it as well with your shimmer inks, which is another one you can do. We've then got that gorgeous design. This is the one I'm going to be using in a totally different way, so I'm going to keep that one out so you can see just how different the two are going to look. Actually, yes, it is that one. It looks so different. I had to clarify it myself. This is one of my favourites. I think that is so stunningly beautiful. And can you see the gold there? We're going to be showing that as well, how to colour those edges in and put some gold in. And that's just using your metallic markers. Love this card. So embossing into the background, then using just part of the embossing as a topper for your card looks
Debbie,
exceptional.
Can I just ask, that last one you just showed a minute ago, are those butterflies cut out from?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, actually cut out. So these have just been cut out from here. Because you have that guided line, they're really easy to snip out, and you've got that full butterfly, and this one as well. That one is identical. This one cut out just in a different colour. It's a beautiful card, that one, isn't it? That's
really nice.
From Marie. Marie Jones has done that. Absolutely stunning. Right, let's pop that to the side. I'm going to keep that one out so I can compare it, or so you can, not going to compare, I don't want to compare. I want you to see the difference in the two embossing folders and how different they can look. So this is the one we'll be using, which is your flourishing foliage. So this one has been used in the background and coloured in with alcohol pens. I'm going to be using my aqua pens. So these are two which are teal and evergreen. And I just love the colours of these, even the blues. Don't be frightened to use different colours on your leaves. So let's pop this one. Oh, I've already got it out here. And then I've also got a piece of watercolour cardstock. So it's really important when you're thinking of it, when you're embossing, to what cardstock you use. So if you was to use Nina cardstock or your smooth cardstock, your white cardstock, you would then be able to use your alcohol pens. If you're using watercolour pens, you definitely want to be using your watercolour cardstock. So we're going to emboss this to start with, so let's get our platforms ready. And all I'm going to do is use my top and bottom cutting plate, and then I'm just going to add in my metal shim as well, because I like to get that deep embossing. So let's pop that in, pop my card in. If you line it up with the front of the card, you can see exactly where that's going to go. So just moving that to the side, just there we go. And then we're just going to pop that, sandwich that in between, put your top cutting plate on, and then run that through your machine. As you can see, I've got my Gemini 2, but I'm using my Gemini Junior plates. Okay. So it makes it even quicker to put those platforms through. And then you can get on with your crafting much quicker then. So if I just bring this out, you can see we've got those amazing embossed detail lines in there, which is really cool. That looks nice just on white, doesn't it? And if you turn it over, you can see you've got your debossed side there. So we're going to, and actually your debossed side is brilliant. If you just want to put your ink pads over the top, the lines that have gone down will stay white. So that's a good technique as well. Maybe if we get time, we can show that. So what we're going to do with this one, first of all, we're going to actually paint it. And I'm going to paint directly onto here with my 2 pens. Now, a lot of the time we take our pens and we will scribble to the side and then paint from there. I'm actually just going to paint directly onto my leaves. So first of all, I'm just going to take one sort of section here and we're going to paint. And I'm going to have my paintbrush and water at the ready. So I've got a small paintbrush because you just need a really small one. So let me just grab a piece of kitchen towel so I can make sure we don't do it too wet. And then we're going to just pop a little bit of colour into those leaves. Now, because I want to keep that quite, I don't want to get it too messy, but we're going to just paint into there. So we're just going to bring that colour in and just draw that colour down, like so. I'm not going to worry about going over the edges. And then we're going to add a little bit more colour down here, because we're going to show you how we can correct our edges. So don't worry, because this is one of those things that's going to look messy at first, but then it'll come together. And I want to do it this way, Craig, because I want to create those different tones. So then we're going to do it onto the bigger leaf here. So let's come round. And I'm doing it step by step, just stage by stage, because the inks will dry quite quickly on your brush, on your paper.
So you never do like big areas at a time or a number
no,
of leaves at once?
No, just do very small areas, yeah. But this is a cool way to do it because it actually keeps those darker areas in place and keeps it more vibrant. So you can see there we've got our lighter areas where it's drying quickly, but then we can use our water to just move that around. Yeah, which is really cool. So I'm not worrying about the white lines for now. Just doing how I want to do them. I want to do them in a sort of watercoloured look. So let's continue with that. We'll just put a little bit in there, and then we'll come in.
Even just a couple, from looking from up above, Debbie, you see that shape that you've got within that leaf.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? And that's what you're getting with these illustrated embossing. And if I was to paint directly, so if we painted from the glass mat, what would happen? I'd get the same variation of colour. So if I'm painting in there, it would just give me that same laydown of colour. And it looks nice, but I actually want, and I'm doing it for this one because although we've got a small nib on the on here, so you could actually just go in with a small nib and put that directly to there.
Great thing with the folders, it's a great thing to bring in like your Academy of Colours, your duo aqua pens, or even your duo alcohol pens, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, so much so, yes. Yeah, anything that you've got that you've had those on to, they're just going to look incredible. And again, when you're colouring something like this, you really do want it to be sort of your style. You want it to have it how you want it, not how someone else is colouring it. And by doing it like this, you get a different look every single time.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be the same each time.
No, not at all. And I do love this technique because it just gives something a little bit different. You're keeping that sort of darkness, but you're then adding that water just to move that around. But you're then keeping the structure of the colour. You get a lot more vibrancy when you put it directly to, but it's better to work in small detail.
Okay.
You don't want to do it if you're doing a whole thing, so you can see how that's like. I'm loving the way that's looking.
That looks really nice. And I know you covered this, Debbie, but quickly, what was the colours you used, and is it watercolour card you're using?
Yes, it is. So I'm using teal and evergreen.
Perfect.
This is the teal. Yes, and these are your aqua pens. And again, I'm not worrying about that outside edge, and I'll show you why in a minute. So we're just going to finish this one.
I think this would be a really good confidence booster as well, doing this.
Yes.
If you're a little bit unsettled, you know, a little bit wary about doing watercolouring, and it's nice to have those bumper bars at the side there, but it's going to give you that confidence boost by seeing what Debbie's done in such a short time.
Yeah, it definitely is. Now, that will dry quite quickly, but I am just going to give it a quick blast. Just like so.
Just while you're doing that quickly, Mary Pat 1000 is saying, good morning everyone from Montana. We open one present on Christmas Eve, which is our new pyjamas, like Debbie was saying.
Yes.
The rest of our gifts are open Christmas morning and the afternoon. We savour opening each gift.
Oh, that's amazing. I love hearing people's Christmas stories, what they do.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Right, Craig, I'm using the metallic marker. Now, it's not a pen we generally use on white cardstock, but it looks really effective when you go over. So literally colour in, just making sure we've got that. Oh, yeah, there we go. Silver coming through. So literally, it's a really nice way of adding that silver around those edges in that middle. So we're just following that emboss line, literally around there. And it's a really nice way of creating like an icy look. So it's going to look beautiful. Let's colour these in. And we're just following that line round. So it's just a case of watching where your line is, adding in that silver, and then just following it again. And it's a really effective technique, this one.
Could you do this with like alcohol pens?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can do exactly the same. So if you're colouring in, what was that?
What's that?
I have no idea. Have we got a ghost in the studio?
Tracy, I think.
That's so strange. So then just through the middle there. I love the silver. It's really, I've realised I underuse the silver. I'm always using the gold and I forget about the silver. And the silver's really, really effective.
I underuse them all.
Oh,
I
do
really
you?
need
So
to
I
use
use
them
my
a lot
gold
more.
one all the time. Yeah, use the gold one all the time. So literally just bringing that round like so. Now I'm not going to do too much more because I'll show you my finished one in a second. I would then, once this is dry, Craig, go back in with your smallest one and just add a little bit more darkness to it, and then start drawing out that darkness there, because that is then something that's going to really look cool. You're going to add more depth, more shade. I'll show you my finished one in a minute to show you what I mean. And then once you've done that, you're going to use your spritzer. So I've got this one, which is the Call of the Sea. I think we've got it on the show as well. It's the Shimmer spray from the Mermaid collection. And it's a great one to have. And you want to just literally, just a little spray over the top. Oh, it's gone everywhere. Oh, it went literally. I think it had something. I should have perhaps wiped the lid.
Bit of a blockage.
Yeah, it's sprouted that way, so it's gone everywhere. But yes, once you've done that, now I'm going to show you these pieces, because this is what happens. So you're going to end up with pieces. When you put the blue in here, spray some of this spray, then do some more of your silver, and look at that. Look at the technique on that.
Gosh.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So what I've then done is I've chopped these pieces into 4. So I've got 4 pieces here. And then all you're going to do is take them onto your black cardstock. So they'll literally go like this onto each one. So that creates a completely different one. You don't even have to worry about putting these in order. If you wanted to, you could look around and you could think, oh, well, actually, I think that one goes there, and I think this one goes across, wherever you want to put them. So we've got that one, see them going in. So if you want to put them in order, you can absolutely put them in order. I think that one goes at the bottom, like so. And then you've got the last one, which goes that way round, and that one. And so you've got all of these bits, and then if I bring in my finished card like this, we've then put that on a thing. I've put just a little sentiment in top, and this is what I was saying. If I bring this one in, look at the difference with having this in the background, creating this. You would never think that was the same card, the same embossing folder.
No, you wouldn't.
To create that, but isn't it pretty?
Really, really pretty, and it goes to show as well how different it looks once you've then gone and chopped it up and cut it up, of course. You can do that when it comes to the embossing, and you can do what Debbie's done with that one or any of them when it comes to the 6-piece illustrated embossing folders. £22, $32. You got your platinum price, £17.60. For you guys stateside, $25.60. There we go. First hour in when it comes to Monday's edition of Masterclasses, all about embossing. What I would say though, if you just only start to tune in for this masterclass, I would say afterwards go back as well and watch Wake Up Call, because Wake Up Call has been then with Masterclass continuation. So essentially it's going to be like a 4-hour masterclass when it comes to the embossing technique and demos that Debbie's been showing you. So you can do that later on. Of course, once we finish masterclass, we'll have our 1-hour break, and then we're all going to be back again for Monday Makers, which of course is going to be 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time or 10 a.m. Pacific Time. But that has all been about the folders that we've been looking at. We're going to be having a look at the folders once again, but what we have got as well, and I really want to show these ones because what we have got is we've got our double points going up until midnight tonight. We've got our Pro Sketch Pack. Do you know what? I'm not even going to take what it says off the front there, because this is clearly Debbie Robinson's pack. So it's Debbie's. We're just borrowing Debbie's. Debbie's left hers. She's going to be back tomorrow. Debbie's going to be here with me for the first 2 shows, and then Sarah's going to be taking over from Debbie for the last show tomorrow. So Debbie will get it back then. But this is your Pro Sketch Pack. Now this is a 49 piece. It is a limited edition. Once it's gone, it is gone. $39.99 or $49.95. You're saving £40. For you guys stateside, you're going to be saving $50. You're going to get it at platinum price at $31.99 or $39.96, or if this is your first purchase after joining Club Inspire, you get 20% off your very first order, which means if this is your first order after joining Club Inspire, you'll get it at that 20% price, which is $31.99 or $39.96. Now, what I would say is I would go back to about 2 weeks ago with Ben and Sheena when we launched this one here, because this is when Sheena will really, she delves into everything that you're getting. We'll give you a little look here, but this is just about giving you the best of the best when it comes to sketching and colouring. But not only are you going to get the tools, that top quality tools, you're then going to be getting, of course, the sketch packs as well. You're going to be getting everything to hold it in. But this gives you a little indication on the back is what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting your sketch case, you're going to get how-to guides, mixed media sketchbook, you're going to be getting media sketchbooks, you're going to get mechanical pencils, you're going to get art liner as well that's at a chisel, so it's the one that you've not seen before. So you're going to get that. You're going to get your pigment white marker. That's in there. Now, I'm jumping past some of them. I'm not reading them all out, but you've got 5 illustrators, you've got coloured pencils, watercolour solution, graphite pencils, you've got some of your actual bleeding stump. You've just got loads and loads and loads. So that's all very well, me actually verbalising it. But let's show you inside. Now, Debbie borrowed earlier on the white pigment pen, but when it comes to inside here, look at all of this. So this one is, of course, your sketch pack. It is Spectrum Noir, so you know it is the most incredible quality, whether it comes to the stumps, whether it comes to the illustrator pens, whether it comes to the actual eraser, the sharpener, your mechanical pencil, which is branded Spectrum Noir. Trust me, if you could buy that on its own, I will do, even although it's an exceptional value for the whole entire lot. When it comes to blending out on the road, if you're out there just for a day trip, trip and you want to be able to sketch, you want to be able to colour, but you don't want to take loads and loads of key tools with you, this is it. This is key tools, but it's all held together. You don't even have to keep it all in the box, because if I lay that down, it's like a selection box at Christmas, but instead of chocolates, you're going to get all of these goodies. I mean, look at this. This here. Now, would you believe it if I tell you, and I want you to say yes, because it is the truth, everything that I've shown you within that top tier there, as well as your sketchbook and what is down in here as well, if I can get my finger in and take that one out, and the sketchbook, all of that, and all of that will fit into what I had there a moment ago, into here. So if you are out and about, if you're out for a walk, you've got a little rucksack, you want to have that portability when it comes to being able to sketch, then of course you can do that, of course. Maybe you're out in the caravan, maybe you're just day trips here and there, but the key point when it comes to this, the value of this is being able to be out there and sketching and drawing. Maybe it's light little sketches, maybe it's full on colouring and blending and shading, whether of course it's the sketchbook. If you do go back and watch the launch with Ben and Sheena will tell you, Sheena actually shows you some of her sketch pads that she's got and actually the value, what it actually cost her compared to what you're getting when it comes to this Pro Sketch Pack. 49 piece, $39.99 or $49.95. It's all Spectrum Noir. It's all things like mechanical pencils. It's things like your Illustrator pens. So you know you are getting the best of the best, and it will all hold inside here. So yes, for a gift for someone that loves to do sketching, whether it's someone, obviously, you know, schools, university, colleges, there'll be a way to break up or already started to break up for the Christmas holidays, but great gift for them as it goes into the next year when it comes to things such as their exams, etc., etc. Great thing to have, and what a great thing to really easy to wrap as well, because it's a nice big rectangle. Yours will not have Debbie's on the front. That is actually Debbie's that we are borrowing here. Yours will just have your Pro Sketch Pack. Don't forget, of course, you get the booklet as well, thick booklet, all included too, and you're going to be getting your double points, but only up until midnight tonight. So if you have thought about it so far, thinking, you know, gifting, shoulda, shouldn't I, then of course take into account you're going to get the double points. Once that ends tonight, then of course, stock dependent, you'll still be able to get it tomorrow, but you'll get it at the same price, but you won't get the double points as well. So you just need to think on those levels. $39.99 or $49.95. You're saving £40 or $50, but you've got your platinum price at $31.99 or $39.96, or a good incentive to join Club Inspire if you haven't. Do you know something? And I'm just saying this, even if you shop with us and you're like, Craig, I don't want to join Club Inspire. I know it's free. I don't want to join Club Inspire. Just join, purchase one thing with Club Inspire, you get your 20% off. But when you start shopping and you see the benefits of Club Inspire, you will know why so many are actually in Club Inspire, because of all the different benefits that you get. So you've got that one there, that's on, you'll find that on Shop the Day as well, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. So from our sketch pack, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our Swirl embossing folder here. Just to say as well, we've got Jennifer Dawn is saying, love that demonstration and what you showed there, Debbie. Christine Mahoney saying, well, I love it, it's so pretty. Beverly Bryan is also saying, lovely card. I have to start using my embossing folders, to which I don't use very often. I go through phases, you know, I use them a lot, and then I kind of then not use them for a wee while, and then I could tell you right now that after today, after seeing what Debbie does, I bet you I'll get back into that swing of using them a lot more. We've got Jennifer Dawn Smith on Facebook saying, it goes to show greenery doesn't have to be green. No, you're right enough. You're absolutely right enough when it comes to the folders and what you create. And then the last one for now, we've got Betsy is on Facebook saying, I am very much enjoying this show on embossing folders. Wake Up Call was awesome, and I will be saving both shows. Do that. Yes, if you're on YouTube, save it to your playlist, and you know it's easy just to go straight back to whenever you want for a reference. And a reference, it's going to include these Swirl embossing folders. So we looked at them within Wake Up Call. We're going to have a look at them right now here. These are absolutely definitely one of the product development teams that had me in mind and thought they'd put Swirl in the title of every single one. This is your 6-piece. It's 5x7. It's 2D embossing folder. £21 or $32. That's...
packaging?
Sorry?
They didn't have a picture. They didn't put a picture of a squirrel.
You could have a
Sorry,
picture
Craig.
of a me and a squirrel back to back. You know, just like side by side. You've got filigree swirl that you can see here. Now, I know Debbie's got some finished samples to show you just shortly, but you've got a different designed swirl when it comes to each one. Within that one there being the flourishing swirl, you're going to find them in different areas of the folders. You've got your ornamental swirls. You've got your butterfly swirls. You've then got your graceful swirls. You've then got your elegant swirls. All 6 of them with a different swirl in each corner there. You're going to get that £21 or $32, saving over 10%. This is also the best ever price that we've done when it comes to this set of the folders. And it is a full set, by the way. The 6 of them is the full complete set of the Swirl embossing folders. Platinum price, $16.80, $25.60. And you guys guessed it as well. If you are in Club Inspire, you're going to get your double points as well. On Shop the Day, check it out up till midnight tonight. And we can go across to Debbie, where we'll have a look at these folders, Debbie.
Yeah, definitely. Got some great samples as well. You can do so much with them. Love this. I know I keep going to this one, but it is my favourite sample of the day. I think it's stunning, where you put your wash of colour into the cardstock, put your embossing folder on each side of the cards. You do 2 lots, and then sand it back, and it looks amazing. Absolutely love that one. If you just want to keep it simple, have it in the background, have your statement words, do all the talking, you can absolutely do that. We're going to be doing something very similar to this, where we're going to be embossing the corner and then using some of our Shimmer ink pads to colour it up with as well. Love this one, doing it in a real popper green, just adding a flower, looks amazing. What about doing a different style of card, where you've got it on the inside of your card, and then on the outside you've just got half that swirl there, which just looks gorgeous, or using it completely with just a little sentiment on the side. Adding little flower decorations I think are really cute, they look lovely, and even covering them with bigger flowers, even that looks like a real statement card, where you've got the embossing on the bottom, you've got your card here, just some strips of card to really emphasise that orange tone in the flower. I think that's a beautiful make. And then a couple we made this morning in Wake Up Call, again just sanded it back, making it really simple, or using your shimmer inks in the background and then those gilding waxes on top as well. So lots of different designs that you can be doing with those Swirl embossing folders. We're going to be using the graceful swirls. And I'm going to be using it with the lime soda. So lime soda is from our Shimmer ink pad Pearlise range. They're pigment ink pads. They're beautiful to use, and we've got them on the show. So if you did want to treat yourself, they are an exceptional price today.
They are
now we're going to do a letterpress technique, but when you do a letterpress with such a large space like this, it can be really easy to sort of get almost a bit of a scruffy look inside there. So what we're going to do is we're literally letterpressing, but we're just going to use this pad around our embossing. So you're going to do it on the front, and we're just going to do sort of swirls on the swirls. So literally in circle motions, we're just going to go slightly around, just touching around that edge. And this is going to give us a letterpress, in a very different way.
Have we got Harold in the studio today?
You know what, Craig?
What is going on?
Something weird is going on, because something just fell off my side.
I heard something.
My pack has literally just leapt out of my belt and just dangled. There's weird going on in the studio. And then there was something that dropped earlier.
Harold, if there's anybody here, please make a noise. Knock once for yes, twice for no.
Who was that? There's definitely something strange going on. Right.
Who are you going to call? Tracy!
Right, so just making sure so you can see that I've just sort of caught around here. It doesn't have to be brilliant. I just want to add that colour over there. Now, because our embossing is going to be on that side, I don't want to put that on top and then move it. So I'm going to place this on the bottom, making sure it's just fully in my folder, and then we're going to flip that over. So you can see straight away we're getting that beautiful pop of colour come through. And then we're going to place that in our platforms. So we're going to pop that onto onto top of my shim and my cutting plate, and then a cutting plate on top, and that's all you need. And then I'm going to place that through. You may find, and I would say when you get them home, if you've gone for the Swirl embossing folders, try them without the shim, because you might find they just work as fine. I just like to put that extra depth in there.
I do it too.
So let's pop that to the side, and then we've got that beautiful, look at that, looks amazing.
Nice.
Absolutely love that, but it can look better, Craig. So we're going to pop that to the side, because the next thing I want to do, I will wash that in a little while, we're going to then use, so even though we've done this sort of pop of colour, I'm going to bring in another colour, which is our tropic blue here. But first of all, I want to just use my brushes, so bring a brush in or a blending tool, and we're just going to blend that a little bit. Never be frightened to sort of rework anything, to add anything in. So literally going to use that on the corners here, and we're just going to give this a bit more of a softer blending just over the top. Now keep just applying it wherever you want it. You can take it more into the middle if you want. I don't want too much around here because we're going to do a different effect, but I just want to make sure that we've got plenty around our corners.
We
Like
will,
so.
once Debbie's done the demonstration, we'll do a little recap when it comes to the Shimmer ink pad. So if you are wanting to grab hold of them, taking advantage of the extra discount, then we'll do that after Debbie has done her demo.
Yeah, definitely. They are amazing, honestly. You will love them. Beautiful ink pads. So I'm just taking off that colour, and then we're going to go in with, in fact, I might just, no, I'm not going to go directly on top. I'm going to just literally come in from the side and put a little bit of that green on top, blue, sorry, on top. Just catching a little bit on there. It's just adding a variation of that colour. And
That
it
works
just gives
so well.
I know, it's beautiful, isn't it? These ink pads, honestly, Craig, all the colours blend together beautifully. That is, I just love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. But we can still do a bit more, because once you've used those, I'm now going to bring in my gilding wax. So we've got the Renaissance Gold and the silver in a pack. Please grab it, guys. And also, if you know anyone that loves gilding wax or does furniture, wood making, anything like that, this gilding wax is incredible. I'm not sure how many we've still got left. Because we didn't have many this morning.
Oh, the gods in our ear will tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to go very lightly onto the top here, and we're just going to add in a little bit of this bronze gilding wax. And this is really going to elevate.
It does. Straight away, even that little section you've done there.
And do you know what I love most about gilding wax, Craig? You don't always see the benefit of it until you tilt it. And when you're making a project, a card or a box or whatever you're putting it on, when someone's got it, they suddenly see that gleam, which looks amazing. So I'm not going to put too much on. I don't want loads on there. I literally just want it to enhance. So we're just putting a little tiny bit on there. We're then just going to come in with my kitchen towel, and I'm just going to give that a little bit of a buff just on the top. Not only will that shine it up, that will also now make it touch proof, so you can touch it and it won't transfer onto anything.
See, just while you were doing that technique with the gilding wax, Debbie, Rhonda's asking, this is actually going back to the last demo that you've done with the silver metallic pen. However, this crosses over with what you're doing now. Where you went over with the silver metallic pen, Rhonda's saying, if you go really light-handed, could you do what you've done but with the silver gilding wax?
Yes, absolutely. You could do that, yes. Yeah, I mean, the gilding wax is easy to use on that, so you could definitely do the same thing. And in fact, I haven't tried that, and I don't know why I didn't think about that, because actually, over all those flowers, I've done it on black and then put the gold over the top. But yeah, I think that's a really good idea. If you've done a light touch and put it over, you would do exactly the same thing. And actually, it would take less time, wouldn't it? I think it's because I had the gilding wax on the show, and I really wanted to show those, but I wanted to also then show differences with if people had the pens. So, but yeah, great tip. I think that's a great idea. Right, once we've done that, Craig, I now want to bring in those two colours again, but I want to just do some splattering effects. So we're literally going to put our colours, exactly the same colours, onto our mat. So let's do our green as well. So those coordinating colours, and then we're going to pop that. Now we're going to bring in my brush, and I'm just going to wet my brush, and we're going to make it quite wet, so just bring that in because I don't want it really dark. And all you're going to do is literally tap onto your card.
Yeah, I love doing this, Debbie. I think this is so effective.
It's so nice, isn't it? Yeah. If you tap your brush, you get smaller drops. If you do it the other way round, you get bigger drops. So you do whatever suits you. And then going to come in and do the same with the green. And we're going to literally just put our green over the top there. And that's just going to really pick up all those different colours. Looks really cool, doesn't it?
It does look really smart. Love that layer colour with, of course, the Gilding wax.
In my face, that one. And there we go. So that creates that beautiful topper. So let's just, and then if I tilt it, you'll be able to see then the shine on that Gilding wax, which is just beautiful. Absolutely love that. So creating your backgrounds has never been so easy really when you've got nice embossing folders. So let's just take all these, give my surface a little clear up.
Just while you're cleaning that up, Cheryl's asking, because of course you used the blending brushes there a moment ago with the Shimmer ink pads. Cheryl's asking, can you use the brushes on the Shimmer ink pads and then use the same pad, presuming she meaning the blending brush, with one of the chalk ink pads?
Yes, so what I would say is when you are using your brushes, spritz them and clean them off.
Great
Do exactly
idea.
the same with any of your ink pads. They are so dense, that's what I love about them. I've never actually come across any that are so dense. I would say please try them and see, because they are so dense that the ink will not, it will not sink into your pad. So literally get yourself, I'm just going to grab myself a piece of card. Because all you have to do for these, and this will prove how, I mean, I've put that ink on. If I do this, that's now clean. Because there's hardly any ink on there because it's not stayed in here, it's gone straight onto my card. So what you need to do, what we tend to do is you can just do that or just spritz the top of it and then you can then clean it onto a piece of kitchen towel or your card. And then if I do that, I mean, you can see there's hardly any at all on there. And I can then use that to go for any ink pad, and that will work the same no matter what ink pads you put on there. Because of the density of it, it means that it's not going to go inside there. And I think the team have done a great job of these because I've been using mine and putting them in all sorts of my ink pads and it's worked every time.
That's good to know.
Yeah, definitely. I would say if you're using a really dark ink pad like a black or a really deep grey, anything like that, then maybe just keep those. But even then, I think if you're doing what I've just shown you, I don't think they would keep much on there. He's being a naughty elf over there.
I forgot I had a hood. Sorry, Debbie.
Right, Craig, let's finish this project. So I've got myself a piece of black card, just gutted the inside so I could create a frame, but look how fabulous that looks around that frame. We're just going to use our tape pens to pop this together. So just around all the outsides. That's all I need at the moment because I've gutted my card out. We're literally going to place that into the centre, like so. And again, just burnish that tape pen into our sides. So that's going to really elevate our embossed detail. And then I've got a box here, Craig, so I'm going to give you the measurements because I've done it slightly different. I've done a bigger base, so my base size is 11¼ by 9¼ and I've come in and scored at 2 inches on my base side of my box. My lid, I've done it in this beautiful green, which is from our Centura range. I've done this one to 9¼ by 7¼ and I've come in at 1 inch all the way around, and that's going to create a smaller lid to my bigger box. So let's just go in with our tape pen and we're just going to put our sides together. And then before I actually make my box up, I do want to put the topper on first. So just going round, sticking these.
It's not, I would highly, highly, highly recommend, I know I kind of touched upon it before, that if you ever want a recap when it comes to embossing techniques, or maybe you struggle, or maybe you're relatively new, between Wake Up Call earlier and this masterclass, the best place, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, the best place to watch is on YouTube, because then you can add them to a playlist. They're there already for you then to go, add them to the playlist, and then you've got Debbie for essentially kind of like 4 hours just for you to recap whenever you want when it comes to any of your embossing and the techniques that Debbie's been showing you.
It's a great idea. So that's our box base, and then with our lid we're going to pop that right onto that lid, because I thought that lime green colour was real zesty for our our embossing.
What was that song that used to go? Put the lime in the coconut. It was an alcohol drink. I think it was an alcoholic drink. Put the lime. No, I'm being legit. It's like a TV advert. Put the lime in the coconut. Obviously, it doesn't sound quite like that. You know, it did have words, didn't just have like.
I have no idea. Put the lime and the coconut.
Put the lime in the coconut.
In the coconut.
Is it maybe like Malibu or something like that?
I have no idea, Craig.
Yeah.
You've stumped me, I'm afraid. He's definitely dizzy today. I've used one of our swatch sentiments because I thought these worked really well with these embossing folders. So we're going to use it this way round. We're just going to literally take that off. And I've just done that in also the same green, but I've also done it with the black cardstock as well. So same green as the Centura, and then we're going to pop that. These are my new favourites, Craig. I love the swash
dyes. Ones.
Yeah, I tend to be using them in everything at the moment. So I'm going to place that on there. I'm just going to place the carrier sheet back over. I put that through my sticker maker, just to make sure that that's really burnished in. And then we're going to literally place our box together. So let's just bring our sides in. Let's use a tape pen. And then just adhere each one of these sides. Made quite a few boxes the last couple of days. I do love a box. Gift boxes you can't go wrong with. You'll always have someone that you can give your gift box to. So I've just done these at 1 inch in width at the side, and that's going to fit lovely onto our black base. And then, oh, there we go, last one. So that's going to fit on top of here. And then just to finish off, Craig, I've actually got myself one of the daisies from our Daisy range, and I'm just going to place that on top of our box using our Kalau 3D glue gel.
That's got to be one of my most used dyes. I use it so often.
Yeah, yeah, it's a gorgeous one, isn't it? So I'm just going to make sure we put that to the edge. And there we go. That's our beautiful gift box using our Shimmer ink pads and that gorgeous embossing folder.
Beautiful. How fab's that? Love that vibrancy. Love the colour layers that Debbie's just showing you there, with going in with the Gilding wax as well, which we've still got a small amount of the Gilding wax, that geo pack on website. You'll find it on Shop the Day. But this is about the Swirl embossing folder. Yes, thank you. I'll read the comments out just in a second. I haven't gone nuts. It was actually a song. Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. That's what it was. Yes, and actually I'm going to read it right now. I think it was when Coca-Cola brought out Diet Coke with lime. That's when it was. I think that's when it was. Anyway, elegant swirls. So this is the folders that you're going to get. All 6 of them, 5 by 7, and they are giving you the 2D depth. You're going to get the elegant swirls, the graceful swirls. You're also getting the butterfly swirls. Not only that, you're going to be getting the ornamental swirls. You're also then going to be getting the flourishing swirls. And then you're also, last but by no means least, is getting the filigree swirls. All 6 of them. Look at that price, £21 or $32. You've got a saving of over 10%. That today's price, or even when it comes to Club Inspired, the best price that we've done on this folder set here. But your platinum comes down to $16.80 or $25.60. You're going to find them on Shop the Day across on our website, .co.uk.com and .eu. And let's not forget, up till midnight tonight, you're going to get your double points as well if you're in Club Club Inspire. So check them ones out between Wake Up Call and Masterclass so far with what Debbie's been showing. You've got lots of ideas, inspirations for you to go back on. So that's those ones. What we were also having a look at in a moment is a blending tool set. So although we don't have necessarily the brushes that Debbie was using here, what we do have is we've got a blending tool set. Now within this blending tool set, this is going to give you the round blending tools and lots of additions here. So you're going to be getting your brayer here that you've got. Now, out of all of the incredible inky techniques that you can use with a brayer, what I use mine a lot is that when I start to apply my double-sided adhesive sheets on the back of my cardstock, I use my brayer just to make sure it's all flattened out and there's no little bubbles in there. So that's what I use mine for, but there is loads of techniques that you can use the brayer for. You've got your non-stick craft mat, heat-proof craft mat as well. So you're going to get that in there, which is 19" by 13". Can chop it up if you want to. I've done that with mine and just have little sections, but you've got that full mat in there in this pack. You're then going to be getting your little blending eggs here. So a nice alternative to the blending tools or the blending brushes. And we've got these eggs as well. Give you a roundness as well as that fine point, but you've got the 4 of them in there. You're going to be getting your little palette that you've got here. So if you want to do mixing of colours, you know, maybe a really good one as well with the Shimmer palette, if you've got them, start to blend colours in there. If you dry, don't worry, just activate it again with water, or, you know, little nibbles at New Year. Instead of using it for craft, just put little nibbles in there, you know, little finger nibbles or something like that, whatever you want. But you've got in there, it is a mixing palette that you've got. Not only that, you're going to get your 4-pack of your water spritzer. You can do lots of other things with these ones, but these are good for spritzing the water and creating that full bleached effect. You're then going to be getting your circular blending tool. So you're going to get your blending tool and 2 of the replacement foam heads. And then we're also going to give you a 10-pack of the round foam heads here. So you know, many of you know I use the square one, and the only difference is it's personal preference. That's all that it is. One doesn't do something different over the other. It's just purely preference. And you're going to get all of that. All of that for £29.96. If you are stateside, you're going to be $43.80. Maybe you're going to get it for yourself. Maybe you're going to then kind of divvy it up. Maybe you've got some crafty friends, craft club, craft crop. Maybe then, of course, you can just do a little secret Santas, create your own kind of little tool set there to then be dishing out as gifts. You can do that. But on that today's price, you've got 25% off, which is exceptional for a tool set that is an essential tool set. £23.97 for you guys that are platinum here in the UK. For you guys that are platinum stateside, you're going to be $35.04. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it again, you're going to get your double points as well up till midnight tonight. So think of all these additional essentials to be stocking up on when it comes to things you're going to need, whether it's today, whether it's next week, into the new year, of course, you're always going to need things like that. And if you do know a crafter, that's a good one to have. If you're like, I want to get them something crafty, but you don't know what, every crafter would love it. Even if they've got 1 or 2 of things, we always need a number of these ones. So stock that up when it comes to, of course, the website, when it comes to your basket, and then put in, of course, the, not code, I was ready to say put in a code. You don't even need to worry about a code. You're just automatically going to get your double points as well. So we're going to give you the couple of minutes to go and check out your basket. We're going to then come back in a moment with Debbie, where we'll carry on with this masterclass all about embossing.
Hi, I'm Ben from Crafters TV. As you may know, we've just launched an amazing new website, our new home of papercraft to house all of your crafty needs. And as we've had a bit of a makeover, I'm here today to show you how to check out Crafters TV on our sparkling new website, including how to watch live, catch up with previous shows, and how to view the latest schedules. So, let's get started. First, go to the Crafters Companion homepage. Select the correct location at the top of the page. Click the Crafters TV icon on the top right-hand side of your screen. To watch the show live on the website, click the Watch Now button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the relevant show page where you can watch the show, shop the show, and shop the day at your leisure. To view the Crafters TV schedule, click the View Our Schedule button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the TV schedule where you can browse each date plus all of the shows that are on that day. You can then click on each show to be taken to a page where you can watch and shop the show.
If you want to catch up on a previous show, hit the catch up button on the purple Crafters TV bar. Then you can scroll down to see all of the previous Crafters TV shows from recent days. If you're looking for something specific, you can click the Craft Expert, Craft Area, Shows and Date filters just above the list of shows. Take a moment to browse until you see the show you want to catch up on, then click onto the show. You'll then be taken to the catch-up page, where you're free to watch the show and check out all of the crafty goodies on our Shop the Show and Shop the Day pages. Enjoy!
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place.
Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami.
I've got some.
We do have lots of fun and lots of bloopers here when it comes to Crafters TV. Yes, put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. Comes from, well, a couple of places.
See, I don't know it, and I've now got that song stuck
Put
in
the
my head.
lime in the coconut and drink it all up.
Drink it all up.
So, yes, come from the Coca-Cola advert when Coca-Cola, Diet Coca-Cola.
No, that one.
Done a lemon one. And then Helen Rankin on Facebook is saying it was out of practical magic when they were making a coconut. No, they weren't. They were making a cocktail. Actually, that's just the two places that I come from. I thought there was more. But yeah, that's the song. Anyway, on that one. Lots of love what Debbie was just showing there. Tracy, have you heard that? Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up? Practical magic. Practical magic.
Practical magic.
Yeah, that's her era. She's old.
I wouldn't have remembered that.
You said it. I wouldn't have called you a witch. Yeah, come
Okay, the
lovely.
whole place has just gone to pot.
It's Christmas, everyone. Lois is saying, lovely box, Debbie, thank you. Kathy is saying, so pretty, Debbie, that box looks so fresh and Springfield. Actually, that's a good point as well, because it's a nice little break today, I think, as well, from doing, lots of us are still doing Christmas at the moment. I know I am. So it's a nice little break, that fresh kind of feel that Debbie's showing you there with that box. We've also got Rose Emma saying, loving today's makes, Debbie. The new techniques that are new to her are always fun to see and also to watch. And Pat, absolutely, what we're going to do just shortly is we'll show you Sarah's Monday goodie bag for sure before the end of Masterclass. So we'll do that, no problem. But we are going to have a look at our embossing folders. Now, I know you're saying, which ones? Which ones? The assorted ones. We're going to go for the assorted ones here because this assorted bundle is a whopper. I don't know what was the way to say it there. Just like get the right one out there. Yes, this is a whopper of a 9-piece bundle here. Now, this is your assorted embossing folders, £35 or $45. You're going to get your platinum price at £28 or $36. You're going to get your double points as well, and these all consist of what we're showing you now. So it's a range that you'll see, a wide range here, including your 3D embossing folder, where you're going to get your 5x7 vintage parasol. So you can see the vintage parasol that you're getting. We say vintage, maybe the style is, but depending on how you use your colours, could look, you know, really quite on trend. You're also then going to be getting All Hallows Eve. Now you're going to be getting that scene of the embossing folder, 4x6. But not only are you going to be getting the folder, you're going to be getting the stencil that comes with it. So some of these icons will overlay once you've embossed, so you can start to ink up, or of course, you can use that stencil on its own. You've got the tree there, you know, you've got the bats there, but you've got the clouds there as well. So you'll be able to use these out with Halloween, no problem. You're then also going to be getting the perfect print. So that's your no, it's not 4x6, it's 6x6. And I'm just speaking to myself here, so I'm in a random argument with myself. We have got 6x6. It's 3D embossing folder, and it comes from the Wild at Heart collection. Then talking about Wild at Heart, what you're going to get is you're going to get the 5x7 2D roar. Then we're going to be giving, now this one just launched the other week there. That one is absolutely beautiful, from the Kingfisher, 5x7, 3D embossing folder. But the depth that you've got from that Kingfisher coming out of the water or the sea or the pond is exquisite. Then you're also going to get from the Fuchsia collection, you're going to get that 3D 4x6 hummingbird collections. You can see just here. Not only that, you're going to get, now Debbie done a fab demonstration earlier on within Masterclass. So you've got your 6x6, but you've got the stamp, you've got the die as well. If we just show you once more, just go back to that Fuchsia collection that you can see there. Not only that, you're then going to get from your Bella Luna, from Sheena's collection there, you've got your 5x7 2D embossing folder, set in that scene already. Then you're also going to be getting the Timeless Rose. So that's from your Vintage Butterfly, also 5x7, also 3D, and it is absolutely exquisite, that design from that Vintage Rose. That full lot, it is a 9-piece, just over that, because it's including that stencil as well. £35 or $45 for all of that. £28 if you are platinum here in the UK, or $36. They're on Shop the Day, as well as everything else that you can check out when it comes to our website, .co.uk, .com or .eu. And I'm going to say, out of everything folder-wise today, Debbie, this is my pick, the assorted collection of the embossing folders.
Yeah,
it's
no,
mine.
I agree. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I think if you're new to embossing, it's a great starter kit because you're getting some amazing folders in there. And like Craig was saying, some of our new ones, I'm going to be using one of the new ones, which is the Kingfisher. It is an absolutely beautiful embossing folder. And I also want to show you that if you're not very good at painting or you're not very good artist, you don't need to be. There's ways that you can correct that. So what I'm going to do is emboss this piece. In fact, I can use my smaller plates. It's a 3D embossing folder, this one. So we need a different combination. So you're going to use your top plate, but now we're going to switch to our other two plates. So you've got your plastic shim, your magnetic shim, then you're going to place your card and your cardstock, and then your top plate on the top. Now, any other die cutting machine, just refer to your user manual. That will tell you exactly what platforms you've got to use for a 3D embossing folder. And if you're unsure, then just look in the Gemini manual and that will tell you as well. So once you've embossed that, that's going to come out. I mean, look at that. Absolutely, in white cardstock.
It's gorgeous.
That is just amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. So what we are going to do is we're going to first of all give it some colour, but we're going to also turn our pens into ink pads. So I've got our Kingfisher. Now you might have just our tricolour aquas. I've got the Kingfishers, so these are our aqua pens or watercolour pens in the tricolours, but they've been made for the Kingfisher. I think they're quite similar to some of the colours, aren't they, that we've already had. I don't think there's a different combination. They just come out with those. So I'm going to start off with, and we're going to use our paintbrush. So let's bring our water pot in and our paintbrush. We're then going to grab a piece of kitchen towel, and we're going to start with the orange. So I'm going to use some orange, but I'm also going to just pop some of this one on, which is our gold. So that's just going to add that sort of goldness to the orange. All these colours have been specifically put together for your Kingfisher range. So let's start with putting some glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then we're going to have some water, and then we're just going to take that orange, and I'm just going to mix the two here so we can create this sort of almost like a burnt orange. And literally we're just going to come down with the tip of our brushing down there. Now I'm being really careful, but don't worry if you don't do it and you haven't got a steady hand, or you feel like you're not putting enough sort of lines in there. You haven't got to worry about any of that. I'm going to come in with some darker orange now, just to put down. So using some darkness to really highlight the Kingfisher's breast. Then we're going to come in with that yellow, mix some in with the orange again, and continue down there. So therapeutic to paint and embossing folder.
It is, man. It's water-based as well. That's what I love just sitting, Debbie, with them, you know, with a paintbrush and my aqua pens or tricolour aquas, and just colour and blend.
Yeah, definitely. Such a relaxing thing to do. Yeah, I love them. And super easy as well, because you've got embossed detail, you're just following that line. It's very forgiving. You haven't really got to worry too much about getting it perfect. Well, you haven't got to worry at all about getting it perfect, and I'm going to show you why in a little while. So let's just give them some more colour.
Just while you're shading that, letting you colour that one in, Debbie, Rachel has said that she's just been giving us a little helping hand. So when it comes to that song that I was singing there a moment ago, if you think you've heard it from elsewhere, it was also in Reservoir Dogs, in The Ice Storm, Daddy Daycare,
oh, a lot.
Confessions of a Shopaholic, and TV shows like Bones, ER, House, Lost, and Parenthood.
Oh my goodness, Rachel, you're a proper TV
Not
watcher.
busy today, Rachel? She is in holiday mode, yeah, she's going away. Yeah, just packing light. I know, Rachel. Well, so Nicola's just telling us that she's not packing light because Nicola's going with her in the suitcase.
Nicola, you can't go anywhere, you've just had a holiday.
I know.
I didn't feel like I've had a holiday for ages. Since last month.
And our Rachel is saying there is absolutely no way on this earth I would be taking Nick with me. No, she says, I'd take Nick if I could.
Where is she going? Where's Rachel going? Oh,
Lanzarote.
nice. Is she going for Christmas?
Yeah, she leaves early on the 16th and not coming back until the 28th.
Wow.
Nice. Will it be hot there? Will it? Right, okay.
Is it because it's quite windy, isn't it, Lanzarote? Because you get
lot
that
of rock
wind
form,
that
isn't
comes
there? Yeah.
off of the African sea, don't you? African coast, sorry. Not
That'd be nice, yeah. Although I'd say that I've only been away for Christmas once. And it's not that I didn't like it. It was actually, it's coming up for 23 years because my mum and John got married in Florida.
Yeah.
And we were away for Christmas. And of course,
nice.
I loved being in Florida. But Christmas didn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Did not feel the same. I would do Christmas in New York. I would happily do that. But anywhere else, no, I like to be at home, Debbie.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same. So we had a Christmas away once before, and we went to Pontins with the family, and I hated every minute of it, Craig.
Really?
I hated being away from home. And the first time we then went away again was last year, but we hired a house and the whole family
I remember
came.
that, yeah.
Yeah, so actually I loved it because we were all together, and it was like home from home because we were all in a really nice house, and yeah, it was absolutely lovely. So I'm just putting a little bit of colour into this bottom section here, but mixing it in so it just mixes with the green and adding the blue there, just to get a variation of colour in his beak.
And it's nice because then you can, like anything, you've got creative play, don't you, when it comes to the colours. You know, okay, you might have Kingfishers that are maybe certain colours or certain shades of colours, but you can go to town, you can go wild and wacky if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Just need a little bit of the orange to put in his face. Let's just add some of that.
It could be that it's coming out of snow.
Now, can you see, I've not really painted that very well at all, his face. And I'm not worried though, Craig. I'm not worried at all, because actually I want it to look for like a watercolour. But what I actually want to show you is how you can make it much nicer. But we're just going to continue to colour. So put that yellow on, and then using the orange, let's colour the wing as well. So quite quickly. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're good for time.
Jay Cabu on YouTube is saying, I'm so glad to see this Kingfisher folder being painted, Debbie. I have had no confidence to do it.
Well, I'm really pleased, because it's a tricky one to do, especially the face, and you can see, and I'm no artist, honestly. I'm not very good at painting at all, but I've learnt tricks over time to make it look nicer. So don't worry, it will all become clear. So let's put some of that blue. But yeah, I think it's practice. You have to keep practicing, trying different things, and then you will get it right, I promise you.
So some things just take a little bit of practice. But yeah, she did say the sample on the front, it inspires her, but it also intimidates her. But it's nice to see it's been beautifully coloured.
Yeah, so then we're just going to go in with our blues. So I won't do it all, I just want to do it enough to show you how you can then make it enhance the actual look. So it's okay, just take your time and just follow those embossed lines. And we're just coming down here. And it's one of those things you need to always say to yourself, don't worry about how it looks when you're painting it, because there's always ways that you can make it look better. You know, we're not artists,
no.
But we also want to learn how to do nice techniques. So, and it's so therapeutic to colour in an embossing folder.
So you want to enjoy it, don't you? You don't want to stress about it.
Yeah, exactly. You can see I'm not being careful with my lines. I'm just going to as near as possible to those pieces, to those embossed pieces there. So last couple, try and do them quite quickly so we can get this one finished.
The colours you are using are just incredible.
Well, they just work really well because they've been
don't they?
made to use with the bird. Love a kingfisher, so beautiful. Right, so you can see, it looks a bit scruffy, Craig, I'm not even going to lie. I'm not worried about it either. So what we're going to do is just give that a quick blast just to make sure it is dry. So let's just use our drying tool. Now, don't be frightened, because now we've put that colour down. You could go back in and put your lines in, but I wouldn't worry about that. I would just literally use your magic with your embossing powder. Not embossing powder, gilding wax. So gilding wax is brilliant even for your embossing folder. Now I haven't got time to show you what I was going to do, but I was going to use just glycerin, put a little bit of glycerin down, use your pens, and then use your ink applicator. Pick up the glycerin, pick up your ink, and then you can blend around the edges, and that way it will give you a nice blend, or just use your ink pads. But if you go in just with a really light touch and go over the top of the embossing, it keeps your, can you see now that his face is now coming to life? It's a really cool technique where you can be a painter, but look at that, we've now made what looked quite a messy painting, and the same with the wings. So go really lightly over the wings, and what it's going to do is enhance all that embossed detail. I'm not worried about it going around here. You're going to enhance all that embossed detail, and it's going to soften all of those lines, and it's going to bring your bird to life. So if you haven't got any gilding wax and you want to do this technique, look at that, it's really softening.
David, that's phenomenal.
I know, it looks incredible, doesn't it? And this is why I always say, Craig, don't worry about your colouring, because everybody can make their colouring look good. So I'm just going to do a little bit more of that. So what was, and I can admit it myself, a really scruffy drawing. Look at that. We've really enhanced our lines. We've made that bird look absolutely amazing. And we've hidden all those smudges. Now what I have done is my finished one, if I bring this one in, I've actually done the blue all around the edges. I've then gone in with my glitter glue and put it just over the tops. But actually I quite like where I've not put too much on. It's really highlighted on this one more than this one. But it shows you that by using a bit of gilding wax, that is your magical friend to make your embossing look really cool.
That is absolutely brilliant. What a great idea, what a brilliant tip as well.
It's very cool, isn't it? Because
really cool.
you know, and I'm one that I'll put my hand out. I think it looks terrible. Do you know how sometimes you do something and you think, oh my God, it just looks, I'm just gonna have to keep going because it looks terrible. I purposely do it like that because it shows that wow factor. It shows how you can make it look so good with just applying a bit of gilding wax. The other thing that's good for hiding as well is your iridescent sprays.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the glitter sprays, because that glitter diffuses your edges. So anything like that is just going to look super.
Awesome, brilliant. Thank you for that one, Debbie. Debbie, before the end of the show, if you don't mind, could we line up your demos that you've done within this last couple of hours?
I haven't even put that card together, but I will. We won't worry about that. We'll just do the two.
Okay.
Let's do the three. Sorry. So let's pop these ones on. So we've got this and that one, and that one. There we go. So we've got our three.
Ooh.
So yeah, tough one, isn't it? You know what? I love it when you see a masterclass like this, because then you can see really just amazing cards that look different in every way and different things that you can do with them. This is our first one, which was our cut and emboss, our embossing folder with our stamp and dies. Number one. Then number two was our panels that we did and used the silver pen. And number three was our beautiful box coloured with the Shimmer ink pads. 1, 2 or 3.
Oh, it's tough. I'm going to stick with my original one at the start of the show there. I love that first one, although that second one as well, I love it. But then the lime box, oh, it is hard, but hey, you guys at home, you're voting. Right, let's have a quick recap here when it comes to the sorted embossing folders. Now, you're going to get everything that I'm showing you, £35 or $45, with the platinum price, £28 or $36. But essentially, this is what you're going to be paying for, and then everything else is kind of going to be the way that it works out. No additional cost. You're going to be getting the one that Debbie just showed you at the first demonstration there with the 6x6. You've got the stamp and you've got the die. You've then also got the Perfect Print 3D embossing folder. You've then got All Hallows Eve, so that one is your 4x6. You've then got your stencil as well that goes with it, and then you're also going to be getting your Timeless Roses as well. So that, well, essentially that comes to $27.96 or $36.96. But remember, you're also getting all of this as well. That's just to really showcase the value as to what you are paying. So that is essentially what you are paying for, but then you're going to be getting all of these as well. Some of them relatively new, including this one here from Sheena, the Bella Luna collection, this one being the Dusk Till Dawn. You're then getting the Hummingbirds in Flight, so it's a 4x6 3D embossing folder. That's the one that Debbie just used there a moment ago. That's your Kingfisher in Flight. You've then got your Roar, which is 5x7, and that is 2D. And then you're also going to get the Vintage Parasol. So that's from a previous Sarah Signature collection, being the Garden Party 3D, 5x7, and that's what you're going to be getting as well. So all of what I've shown you, you're going to be getting for £35 or $45. You've got your platinum price that comes down to £28 or $36. When you go across on the website, if you're Club Inspire, and of course you go into your account, you're going to get your double points as well up till midnight tonight, because that is day 11 of our 12 days of Christmas. One more day to go tomorrow. We spun the wheel earlier on this morning, and that's what, of course, it landed on. So you've got that one there across on Shop the Day, 9-piece assorted embossing folders. Now, embossing folders, these work perfectly, of course, with our Gemini die cutting machine. We've got our Gemini die cutting machine, our G2. We've still got it on the most incredible price at $199.99. You've got it at $299.99. But then if you are platinum, that's going to come down to $159.99, or for you guys stateside, $239.99. $99. You're going to get your double points as well when it comes to the G2 die cut machine. It is unrivaled pressure. It is A4 in size. It's the newest kid on the block when it comes to die cutting machines out there in the industry. You've got it that it's quieter. You've got it that it's quicker as well. You've got the USB plugs. You've got the optical sensor as well. You've got the glide feet there. You've still got the pause. You've got the reverse feature. You've got the media stand as well. You've got the storage. You've got so many incredible features. It's the same amount of pressure as you may already know and love. We cannot put any more pressure in there, as Sarah says, but what we've just done is we've brought it into 2023 / going into 2024. So if you do want to get your hands on the GT, I don't know how much longer we're going to have it with that price there, so do take that into account when it comes to the website .co.uk.com or .eu. Just about to run out of time, but we've got our result, Debbie, and it's number 2.
Ah, thank you very much. Yeah, I love that card. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for voting that one.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Debbie. Myself, Debbie, the whole team, we're going to be back live in an hour's time for Monday Makers. That's going to be 6 o'clock here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. So we will see you then. Doodles.